Big shout to okjersey.com. Scan the QR code below and actually go to the link below to get affordable football shirts from all the European leagues, including the English clubs, all of them, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, City, Spurs, Chelsea, all of them, of course, are all there. You can get the current ones, past seasons, and also some absolute gems out there, vintage ones, and actually very affordable football shirts, high quality, like the one I'm wearing right here. It is very simple to get one. Let me show you how. You go to the website. It's very simple. You click on the Premier League, pick the club you want. For me, I pick Newcastle, for example. You go there, you will find all the current ones, training ones as well. You add whatever you want to the cart. Of course, check the sizes, add a patch, add to cart, but also never forget, as it says below, scan the QR code and put the code JUDGE in the checkout to get 8% discount. It's that easy. Just go to the website, check the football shirt you want. You will not regret it. Now, let's get back to our stream. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. I haven't done a show for, like 72 hours since Friday. It is Monday today, and I haven't done a show, actually, on this channel for about 3 days, which is something I'm not used to. But big up everyone that sent me messages about my wife. She's fine. We are home. She's recovering, of course, from the surgery, but the surgery went well. Everything is good. Alhamdulillah. We had some good time, of course. But actually, the hospital was awful, actually, even though it's one of the biggest hospitals here. But I appreciate all the messages, all the messages I received from people, all the comments I received on my videos. I only had 1 hour when I came home and I recorded that video about Liverpool. I came home to grab stuff because we were staying at the night at the hospital, of course. And I recorded that video about Liverpool, which is a bit of like a crash out on Arne Slot and Virgil van Dijk and all these people. But we'll talk about that as well. In the same time, I want to appreciate all the support from all the people that sent me messages on WhatsApp, from my fellow content creators that actually sent me messages, actually wishing me and my wife like a healthy recovery and like a safety, and actually wishing prayers for us as well. So I appreciate all of you guys and everyone that sent me messages and put a comment. Appreciate everyone that is here with us. But let's actually talk about the football. So Arsenal lose yesterday. There are plenty of things to talk about. Actually, Chelsea now are having a good time, beating Crystal Palace away 3-1. Manchester City are back on track, beating, of course, Wolves 2-0 at home, with Marmoush scoring, the Egyptian prince scoring, and Mark Guehi having a great game. I was watching the games on the phones and on the laptop while I was in hospital, actually, between the checks and all these stuff as well. Liverpool lose to Bournemouth at the last minute, and everyone is saying it's luck. It's not luck. It's this, it's that. We'll talk about that as well. I'm going to have a show with you where I will actually get your comments as well. Liam Rosenior wins his games, of course, and they are now sitting fifth. Manchester United are fourth, people, and they are only 8 points behind. Believe it or not, they're 8 points behind Aston Villa and Manchester City. Man United. But Arne Slot literally is destroying Liverpool. We'll talk about that as well. And we'll talk, and I want to know where would you guys want to start with? You know, your comments dictate where we're going. Your comments dictate what we're doing. But listen, let's get the like button. We've got 160 people here. Can we get to 100 likes? It helps the show. Listen, let me get the algorithms back. I haven't done a show in 3 days, so I want your algorithms back. A lot of people are saying Arsenal are finished. A lot of people are actually having a meltdown. We can talk about Arsenal. If you guys want to start with Arsenal, we can start. I wanted to speak a little bit about Liverpool. We can talk about Arsenal and United as well. And I'm going to tell you a couple of things. And I got a video. I got the whole clip of Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane and the guys actually talking about it. And I actually listened to most of it yesterday. And they all echo which is one thing. And I disagree with a lot of things that they said. And I agree with some of the stuff that they said. Big up Fonzie for the super chat. Love Mo. Glad your wife is in safe health. Thank you so much, Fonzie, for the support. Actually, appreciate you. Thank you so much, Fonzie, for this. Appreciate you so much. Big up Mo. Shinobi is saying, big up Mo, blessing to your family. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Appreciate everyone that is supporting the channel. Thank you so much. I'm going to say something, number one. Yesterday, nobody can tell me anything, but Man United deserved the victory without a shadow of a doubt, as Mustafa is saying. Man United looked like the better team on the pitch. And as I said yesterday, it is not about having the ball yesterday. It is not about that. It is actually about where do you have it? How do you trap the other team? Because yesterday, in terms of ball position, Arsenal had 56 ball position, right? And Arsenal may had 1.19 XG, but come on now. We are going to sit here and actually deny, right? No, actually, I'm so down because I don't think you are following where I am. I haven't slept properly for 48 hours before yesterday evening. And even when I came home yesterday at midnight, so I needed a little bit to take care of my wife. And then I went to bed really late and it's 10 in the morning. And actually, this show was planned to be at 9:30 in the morning, which is 3:30 UK. And then I had to postpone it because I couldn't get out of bed. And I had to take care of my wife. So that's why I look like this. So have some shame and decorum, right? Have some shame and decorum. You know the reality. The people that know that. And the problem is some people ripped at me yesterday and not knowing where I was and what happened. Just people want to rip at me. Where is Judge Mo? Why didn't he do a video on Arsenal yesterday? When I came home, I recorded the video at 1:30 in the morning. It is on my channel. And just the people that ripped at me yesterday evening and actually, oh my God, he's running away. I'm not running away. And I actually said what I said in the video. And let me actually summarize the video, summarize actually what I think. But number one, I disagree with everyone that is saying it's a mentality issue at Arsenal. Anyone that is saying they crumbled under pressure, there was no pressure on Arsenal yesterday. Arsenal won against United already. Man City were expected to win against Wolves. I genuinely don't think that. I think it's a performance and a tactical issue yesterday. Why? I know that some people are finding it very hard to actually sometimes admit. Yeah, yesterday, listen, are we expecting? So let me respond about the pressure first. So number one, we're not going to say that every game is pressure on Arsenal and the pressure is immense. Every game is not a must-win game, but every game Arsenal are going into the game to win. What I mean by pressure, if City get ahead of them, if Arsenal or oh my God, they are having the game against City will have a lot of pressure. Arsenal played the game yesterday before the game. So let me just take you before the weekend. Before the weekend, no one was expecting Wolves to get something out of City. People said anything can happen in football. So Arsenal, for 2-3 days, will go to the game knowingly that they will be only 4 points ahead of City. Manchester United coming to their ground is always going to be a big game. It is not like, oh my God, the pressure, it's 1 point or 2 points. Arsenal is still 4 points. I actually think that people like to say that mentality thing to avoid analyzing the game tactically and see what is going wrong, because people don't know how to analyze the game and see what is going wrong. People like to go to that mentality problem because it's so easy. It's an easy scapegoat in their mind, because that makes them avoid what went wrong for Arsenal. Why did Arsenal lose? Why Man United looked much better than them? What did Arteta do wrong? Why this guy? Mentality is actually the easy thing. Oh my God, they don't have the mentality. The tactics, no, but that's the thing. But the opposition changed the way they play. But the opposition is different. And your tactics might not. If Arsenal played the same tactics every game, it might not work. And this is why some games you need to change. Like they actually changed a little bit against Inter, like what Liverpool changed against Inter, for example. Like Man City changed in the beginning of the season against an Everton or Crystal Palace. So that's the thing. I think yesterday also there is a big thing about performances yesterday. About performances. Are we going to talk about the performance of Declan Rice yesterday? Are we going to talk about the performance of Odegaard, Saka, Gabriel Jesus? Are we going to talk about the performance of Leandro Trossard, who was non-existent? Bukayo Saka, who literally went to the byline and just got a couple of corners. That's about it. He played one good pass, actually. That's what created the goal, if I'm not mistaken. Odegaard crossed that ball and created the goal. There is a problem at Arsenal, which is what Patrick Vieira spoke about. And that is what Man United. I'm going to tell you the difference between the two teams. Let me give you the difference between the two teams, actually. For people that say that, oh, Arsenal are the best structure, I still think that Arsenal are the best coach team, the best structured team in the league. The best structured team in the league. However, Man United yesterday scored 2 goals that are the definition of the 2000s and 90s football, which is Dorgo played the ball. Like Man United played the ball around Arsenal players, and it reached Kobe Meno. Sorry. Before that, Bruno Fernandes, and he played it to Dorgo. And Dorgo, the ball was bouncing in front of him. And instead of Dorgo actually controlling the ball and having the safe pass to the right, and it goes to the right side, and they work it and they recycle, Dorgo took a chance. Dorgo, the ball is bouncing. I'm going to take a chance and shoot. Matias Cunha, 25 yards out, he's trying with the right foot. That's called take risks. That's take someone that is stepping out of the line. You know what? The coach gives you the instructions. The coach gives you the line. There is the plan of the team, right? You need sometimes to break the opposition is to step out of the line, not to follow the instructions, to do something completely different than the coach is telling you. And I think that is what Arsenal lacked sometimes. That's what Arsenal didn't do yesterday. And I think that the game yesterday needed an enigma. And remember when I kept telling you, and Arsenal fans would not get agree with me, and oh my God, and what we do have some stuff, we do things after the book. No, you don't. Sometimes Arsenal lack this. Arsenal lack the expression of outside of what you do. And I think, but by the way, I don't think this is the game where Arsenal lose the league, actually. Because people flip-flop every week, right? People flip-flop every week about this. Oh, City now. So because City won against Wolves and Arsenal lost against United, now you flip-flop. But 2 weeks ago, when City lost against United, people said, right, that Arsenal, it's Arsenal's league to lose. We cannot keep changing what we predict every week, though. We need at least, I get it. If you change the way you predict within 5, 6, 7 weeks, that is fine. But we cannot sit here and people say, oh, that's why you're going to bottle the league. I don't think so. Game week 23. Let me see, what is going on here. What is this one? Where is it? It's right here. Sorry, I'm just telling you. I'm trying to get something. I'm trying to get the table actually right here. Yeah. So if we're gonna change our predictions because Arsenal lost against Manchester United, I don't think that is what we are. That's not how we do it. City are 4 points behind, but they were 4 points a couple of weeks ago as well. Thank you so much, Michelle. They were 4 points before. They weren't. Like Arsenal, like Man City were not 7 points. They were 4 points, and then Man City lost a game, and then Arsenal came back. Like it's the same. And then the people that keep saying we have seen this movie before. It's not only about Arsenal, as I mentioned plenty of times. It is about Manchester City. It is about is this Manchester City good enough? Isn't this the same Man City? And I'm not seeing here. It's not a dig at Man City. It's not a dig. It's just reality. Is this the same Man City that you were talking about a week ago that lost to Bodo Glimt? Isn't this the same Man City that lost to Bodo Glimt? So the same City that lost to Bodo Glimt within one game because they won to Wolves, against Wolves, you think that will change everything? You know what I mean? So people need to make up your mind. Do you think this is the old City that will win 10, 15 games? Remember, City, the last 2 games, City lost to United and lost to Bodo Glimt. Before that, by the way, this is City's first win. This is City's first win in the league since January 1st. 1, 2, 3. City lost 1 game, drew 3, and lost 2, and then won to Wolves. So there is no momentum here. I disagree with you, actually. I disagree with you, actually. It is not about where is the momentum. City won 1 game and Arsenal lost 1 game. There is no, where is the momentum? The momentum if City are winning 5, 6 games and then Arsenal start losing games and dropping points. But you say you don't need to be that old City, which is, I understand that. But this is why people keep saying that Arsenal will bottle the league, though. All these people that wish Arsenal bottle it are City and Villa genuinely good enough to overtake. That's what I mean. Do people trust City to overtake Arsenal? That's what I want to know. Big up Andrew. Arsenal's biggest weakness is play ball on the ground. They do play the ball on the ground. The problem is they don't express themselves, and Odegaard doesn't actually do enough. You see Cunha yesterday. You see Bruno Fernandes. They take risks. By the way, they lose a lot. By the way, Cunha yesterday. Sorry, not Cunha. Bruno Fernandes yesterday tried so many things and it didn't come off. It's okay sometimes to try things that don't come off. That can happen. It's not a big deal, but people make it a big deal. And that is the problem, actually. And that is a problem. And I don't understand how people can sit here and always talk about, oh my God, this is why Arsenal will lose the league. I want people, like, because of the game yesterday, you think that Arsenal will lose the league? I don't think so, actually. Just to let you know, guys, I genuinely don't think that is why Arsenal will lose the league because of the game. But I want to give a shout to Manchester United. I want to give a shout to Man United. Actually, tonight we'll talk about Cunha as well. I want to give a shout to Manchester United, actually. Someone said, yes, you want them crashing out like fan bases. Who cares? Yes, want to see them crashing out like our fan. They are top of the league with 4 points, and you think they should crash out completely, Arsenal fans? By the way, the crash out that is happening is actually ridiculous. I actually think it's ridiculous. Wallahi, I think it's absolutely nuts and crazy. Like, I don't understand why there is a massive crash out. Read my stat. Vel, where is your stat? How can I read your stat? Where did you send your stat, Vel? I don't see your stat. I don't know where you sent your stat, Vel. I don't know. My fan base have no mentality. Like, I don't understand the crash out, the massive crash out. I did. So I don't know. Am I an Arsenal fan or I'm anti-Arsenal? I don't know. Am I an Arsenal fan or am I an anti-Arsenal? I don't understand. Genuinely. I have so many Arsenal mods, they're just not here. So I don't understand what you're talking about, to be honest with you, my man. Yeah, she's fine. How am I? If she's not fine, how am I doing the show? Alhamdulillah, she's recovering. She's asleep. Fam, you have modded the most anti-Arsenal people in your chat. Actually, no, I don't. I have a lot of Arsenal fans that are mods, actually. Tons. Tons of Arsenal. Yeah, but Andrew doesn't ban anyone. Andrew has been a mod on this channel for ages, and he doesn't ban anyone. Can we go back to the football now? Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Can we get to 100 likes? We aren't even on 70 likes. Can we get the likes up? I need the likes up a little bit, guys. Please. Please. Okay. What I don't understand, I just want to tell you guys something for you. Let me ask you guys something for you. Why there is a lot of people that are not City fans that even want Arsenal fans to bottle the league? Genuinely, why? Why? Can I understand why? Like people want Arsenal to bottle the league so bad. You know why, right? I think because now it's easy to do the content if Arsenal actually don't win the league. You guys know that, right? You guys absolutely know this. It is so easy for Arsenal not to, if Arsenal actually don't win the league, for people to do content. And by the way, is this the mentality that people talk about where Arsenal won a lot of games actually? But they are the best, but they are top of the league and top of the Champions League. So if PSG, so let me get this straight, see. So PSG were the best team in the league, in the world, right? They just lost to Sporting Lisbon. So what is wrong with their fan base? This is so ridiculous. It's because rivals hate. But why would Man United, because I get it, Man United fans want Arsenal to bottle the league, but do they know that the ones that will win the league are Manchester City? If they are cheering for Villa, that is fine, but they aren't cheering for Villa. They are cheering for City. City are their city rivals. Liverpool fans, for example, how are you cheering for Manchester City? So, JC2, you think that Arsenal already bottled the league? So, okay, how am I gonna? People are making conclusions from yesterday that Arsenal already bottled the league, which is, in my opinion, it's actually crazy. Right? It's actually crazy. Because Arsenal fans are the worst. Have you seen Man United fans? If Man United win, God help us all if Man United start winning games. I don't think actually Arsenal fans are arrogant at all. Watch my video before you come here and say that. Watch my video yesterday. I recorded a video. Mo, you said Arsenal are the best coach team. Do you think that they are overcoached and lack creative spark? I literally said that earlier in the season. I literally said that actually earlier today. I said that the problem is they don't step out of the line. They actually don't do stuff outside of the line. That is what I said. I wanted to actually listen to this actually. Let's listen to what the guys say. What is it? I don't know if you guys want to listen with me to this. Let's go. Oh, there is no audio. Oh, give me a second. Okay, easy peasy, easy. Uh-huh. Hold on. Okay, give me a sec. Uh-huh. Okay, okay. I got it. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yes. Ooh. Uh-huh. Give me a second. Monitor. Come on now. Why there is no output? I'm trying my best. Just give me a sec. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I'm trying my best here, so come on now. Why it's not working? The monitor device is here. Okay, this is weird. No, very strange. Mhm. Let me try to see how to fix it actually. Mhm. Come on, what is this? I don't know why it's not monitor. Maybe I can change monitor off. Maybe. What is this? What is happening? Let me try on the other side because this is weird. This is ridiculous actually. This is nuts. Oh, yesterday it was monitor. It was going to the monitor to the thing. I'm trying my best to, I swear. Otherwise, we'll just have to skip it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Now there is no audio. I know that for a fact. I know that. So I'm trying to change the monitor to this guy. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not working, but I might be able to do something completely different. Give me a second, guys. I am right here trying to fix this for you guys because I want to hear to be able to hear what these people are saying actually. Mm-hmm. Mute. I know. Okay, I don't know why it's not working today. I don't know why, even though I recorded yesterday. I am maybe a different browser, but it's not that. It is the it's the stupid thing. What's his name? It's this. The OBS is not actually sharing the audio. OBS is not sharing the audio. Actually, that is the problem. You know, which is I don't know why it's not sharing the audio with the monitor device. That is what I don't understand. Oh, I think I know why. Echo cancellation. Here you go. Here we go. Maybe this one is gonna work. Give me a sec. This one is gonna work, hopefully. Audio.
Need to analyze the game and try to understand why. But does it not come down to the approach, though, that is set from the start, Patrick?
I don't know if it's the approach. I don't know if the fact that they are in the top of the league and it's important for them not to lose the game, and maybe they stop playing the game to win the game. I felt that they are less aggressive.
Do you hear it now? Yes. Now it's working. So basically fantastic. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that's good. It's good. I can actually raise the sound a little bit.
The start, Patrick.
I don't know if it's the approach. I don't know if the fact that they are in the top of the league and it's important for them not to lose the game, and maybe they stop playing the game to win the game. I felt that they are less aggressive going forward. There is a less energy in the team, and I think that is the change that I saw from Arsenal. But they're still top of the table. They still have 4 points clear, so it's important for them to stay calm, to stay composed, and to go back to basics. And go back to basics is like approaching the games, being on the field, and try to win games. Play to win the games. And you can lose games, but I think the disappointment today is that they didn't perform. They didn't play at the level that we all know they can do. So that is, I think, the frustration from myself, and I think from the manager as well.
Patrick said at half-time that Arsenal need to be braver in the second half, but I don't know if you would feel like that.
That's one of the things that I didn't think that Arsenal were brave to take action yesterday as well. And Man United were very brave. We're just going to be completely honest about what happened yesterday. They were very brave, Man United yesterday. Like, it's just different about taking shots from outside the box, about playing these long balls, about stepping out of the line. And I think Man United were much, much braver, which is something that a lot of people said about some of these City players sometimes, that some of them step out of the line. And that is the difference, to be honest with you. But sometimes City are victim as well of the same thing. It's the system. It's keep passing. And sometimes that just doesn't help. You know what I mean? So sometimes that doesn't help, in my opinion. Just one of the things that yesterday, even if Zubimendi doesn't give the ball away like this, right? I still think that Man United would have scored the goal. Genuinely, I thought that Man United would have scored the goal, to be honest with you. And Man United, because they look like they are a team, because there's Amad Diallo, because there is Kobe Mainoo, because there is Mbeumo, because there is Kobe Mainoo. I said that plenty of times. He's a generational talent. And people didn't believe me. Man United were set yesterday, were actually stepping on that pitch, believing that they will win the game, right? They had a plan, and I think they executed the plan pretty well, in my opinion. Pretty well. Man United were not like, before that goal scored, weren't like just stupid. They weren't doing bad at all. They actually prevented Arsenal from doing a lot of things. You know what I mean? My volume is lower for some reason. I can raise my mic. How about now? Is that okay now? Is that okay now? Much better? Hello? Yeah, my volume is a little bit lower. Now it's much better. I actually increased my mic's volume. Yeah. It's a little bit much better. Yeah, we can actually raise the volume of the microphone. The problem is the echo cancellation is happening. So yeah, let's just. But the meltdown, guys, is fucking nuts. It's fucking crazy. Like Tiki here is like, oh my God, the manager, isn't this the manager who's having you top of the league and top of the Champions League by 4 points? Like, I understand you criticizing the game, but to make a full conclusion, you know what I mean? A full conclusion is actually crazy. It's actually nuts that you make a full conclusion. I'm just not going to talk about things, which is fine, Khairi. You want to talk about the tactics? We'll talk about the tactics. In my opinion, and I'm going to say this, again, Martin Odegaard yesterday, you don't have an enigma in that midfield. And I kept saying this plenty of times. There's no enigma. There is not a guy that is going to make things happen on his own. He's not a guy. And even your forward line isn't, and with all due respect to Arsenal, the guy Saka is good. He gets past his man, he gets past his guy and wins a corner. And if the corners worked yesterday, he scored a goal from a corner yesterday. But again, you will need to create something not from set pieces. And I think there is a lot of meltdown, right? There is a lot of meltdown. And I don't understand. Should Arsenal be so are Arsenal gonna be worried every time? Maybe Mikel Arteta will learn from this to be a little bit out of his comfort zone. And I don't want to talk in general because I'm tired of this. I just wanted to speak about maybe Arsenal need to play two midfielders. The problem is Eze is not performing, and that is tactics. That is tactically Mikel Arteta's. Yesterday, he brought in Moreno, who I know he scored, but again, Moreno's the guy that I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I just think that still Arsenal, I haven't seen two strikers on the pitch. The second striker is always Moreno. Tactically, sometimes you need to take the risk of having Victor Gyökeres and Gabriel Jesus because that will occupy the defense. I know that Gabriel Jesus was not good enough. Maybe put Victor Gyökeres, who again, yes, he scored against Inter. Oh my word. Oh my word. Victor Gyökeres. That last spot, that last play that he played, that he could have squared it to Saka with open net, and oh my word, this guy. And by the way, changing Trossard and putting Saka on the left and Madueke on the right, I'm like, what do you expect? What do you want to happen tactically? Like, you see Man United, like, you see the difference in Man United approach of the game, and he's like, Dorgo invert, Luke Shaw overlapping, all this stuff. Also, Timber on the right side with Saka, and I heard what Paz said yesterday on his match reaction, if you haven't checked it. I said that Ben White is much better going forward and he makes Saka look much better. You know what I mean? And Timber is good defensively, but offensively, bro, to be honest with you, it's actually Saka and Timber on the right side. When it's not working, it's awful. It looks terrible, to be honest with you. It looks terrible. And I think maybe Mikel Arteta need to play Ben White more on the right side. By the way, it's not shame. Is that maybe tactically, maybe Ben White suits Bukayo Saka more. Maybe that.
They have to be braver overall. Do you think that they're going to have to change the way they go about things if they are to get over the line, Gary?
I'm torn a little bit because I think after the Liverpool game earlier on the season, I think I said that they needed to take the handbrake off because I definitely thought that there were more attacking players on the bench that could have been used. But I think we ask for patterns and combinations, don't we, sometimes in teams? We ask... Arsenal it gets levelled at Arsenal that they're predictable, but actually it's what you actually want in the attacks from a good team. So you can almost, when City are playing really well under Pep Guardiola, or any team playing really well, you see repeat patterns and repeat combinations. So you see a lot of what you know what Ødegaard's going to do, you know what Saka's going to do, you know what Trossard's going to do, which is a good thing in some ways. But also, if he doesn't go well, then you say it's predictable. And there's a bit of that with Arsenal. What I would say is the more instinctive players that they have, like Eze, Martinelli, Madueke, he's gone for the more positional players like Ødegaard, Trossard today, rather than those more instinctive players. And then when they've obviously gone 2-1 down, he's had to bring some of them on. But I would have liked to have seen Martinelli, Madueke and Eze come on all at once and just almost in some ways just go for it. When he made the substitutions, I just thought there was still a little bit of Mourinho coming on, a little bit of Ben White coming on, that I thought, could you just gone a little bit more and sort of just gone full on spontaneity and be a little bit less methodical?
Can I say something? How many times you guys sat on this channel? Guys, can we get the likes up a little bit? How many times I sat on this channel and I told you that Arsenal need a superstar up top? The Arsenal, and I don't mean by superstar, I don't mean Saka, I don't mean Ødegaard. I mean Harry Kane, I mean an Mbappe, I mean Dembele. Like someone like that. Someone that will take matter into their own hands. Someone that will, how many times? You know what I mean? I said that yesterday, even when Gyökeres came on, it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's all the same things. Like I'm gonna just say, I'm not gonna say Cunha. I'm not gonna say that Arsenal need a Cunha yesterday because Cunha this season, some games has been awful. But someone that will do what Cunha did yesterday, but regularly. Like someone that will shoot from there. Like, you know that Eze of Crystal Palace? You know that guy? The Eze of Crystal Palace? Right? You know that guy, Eze of Crystal Palace? That is the problem. Right? That is a problem. Like Eze of Crystal Palace, yesterday, Eze, he came on non-existent. Non-existent. Eze yesterday, he's playing, the word is maverick. I said a maverick, yeah, a maverick. You know what I mean? Someone that is different. Right? An enigma, someone that is mysterious. Basically, an enigma is like someone that is mysterious or puzzling or difficult to understand. Someone that is hard. A maverick is the word as well, but an enigma is someone that the opposition don't know what they're going to do. Like you said, Arsenal are predictable. I've said that plenty of times. None of the people from Arsenal shoot from outside the box from 34 yards. Declan Rice is capable of it. And I think he's been prevented from doing that. He's been prevented from doing this, to be honest. The man from Uncle here, big up. Thank you for the donation and the support. Appreciate you so much. We got 100 likes. We can get to 200 likes. He's saying that this great club, it will endure. Arsenal will survive. You got to win the league, though. It's going to be a disaster if Arsenal don't win the league. Not a Darwin Núñez. Not a Darwin Núñez. I need a superstar that will take matter into their own hands and do something different. And it's all instructions. I agree with people that are saying it's all instructions. It's all instructions. And I agree with you. They're all the same. It's all like, okay, you got to pass the ball right. We got to have that combination. We got to do this. We got to do that. You know what I mean? Go back to the beginning of the show so you'll know why my sound look like this. I'm tired of people like, by the way, I wish I supported Arsenal, my man. I would have been on 100,000 subs. I would have been on 150,000 subs. I wish I supported Arsenal or Chelsea or Liverpool or something. We took shots from outside the box. They were just all shit. The ball needs to move faster. The ball was shit. Yeah. To be honest with you, they need someone like Ekitike up top. Maybe, I don't know. Ekitike is good, but they need like to buy someone. They need someone different. But anyway, let's continue with the video to see what they say.
Starting to talk about the attacking numbers when it comes to Arsenal's forwards, all of whom are struggling to contribute what you would probably expect of a team that's chasing honours on 4 different fronts. Don't forget, Bukayo Saka not scored now in his last 13 in all competitions. Gyökeres without a non-penalty goal in his last 11 in the league. Martinelli not scored in his last 13 Premier League appearances. Madueke hasn't scored yet here.
They recycle it a lot, don't they? They get into position.
Exactly. That is one of the problems. You know what I mean? They recycle it a lot. It's pass the ball back, or you go to the line to win the corner. And I think that people are cheering. I know that people are cheering for the corners in the stadium and everything, but sometimes you need to try something else than corners. Like, I saw Man United yesterday, and I'm like, I loved watching like Man United yesterday. They were so great to watch. Man United, they were like so entertaining. You see the likes of Mbeumo, Kobe Mainoo, they want to do things on the ball. They want to do things different on the ball. The recycling, no, I disagree with you, my friend. Yesterday, so many times, there was spaces. Big up Kingsley. There was spaces for Arsenal to do things, but he didn't. There was spaces for Arsenal to do stuff that is different, but he didn't. And like, I don't understand, like how, like why does it, like, I don't know if that's the system, the liking to control. Probably it is. Denzel here says, I lost my head yesterday, but I still think we'll win the league. I still think Arsenal will win the league, actually. I'm not sure why do people change their opinion now. The irritating thing is, I believe that in the future we would have leeway to focus in Europe. I still think that currently. I don't know what City will do, but I don't trust. City to win every game. And Spurs are shit anyway. So Spurs are playing City next game. But I genuinely believe them. Why did, if people lost hope or lost belief on Arsenal, why did they gain hope on Manchester City? That's what I want to understand from people. Don't recall a team that has one Dali Gudara player who can bring magically moments. Arsenal don't have a player that can pull them out of the dark. Actually, they're going to show you. They're going to show Fonzie. Actually, this is very good because actually there is this part of the video that is coming. So let's hear the part of the video to answer this. Thank you, Fonzie.
And then they recycle it quite a lot in terms of that's the only thing I would say about them. When did they put the ball into the box? Only for Ngapi did it for the goal. That's the only
I think
time.
they're overthinking everything, isn't it?
But what do you think when you see that graphic?
Well, that doesn't look good. But there's also a case where you don't panic. Some of your attacking players will go through spells like that. But if you step back and reflect and go, at the start of the season, this is the manager's job over the next
By the way, some of the players, yes, but if all of them are going through that, that is not good, to be honest with you. It's not good.
few days. He's talking about the game during the week in the Champions League. Premiership is a lot different, obviously, to Champions League or whatever. Different competition, different mindset. They're top of the league in the Premiership. So that's the job. No players in the mindset. And these stats about players not scoring goals, but that can change quickly. Players, that's what happens. And obviously, they're very strong on set piece. It's a big disappointment again. They've not turned up. They're giving up 3 goals. It's not like it. And 2 of them are absolutely brilliant goals. They gifted them one just before half time. So I think he spoke well. And when they've had setbacks before, Liverpool earlier this season, they responded well. And they had a disappointment losing Aston Villa. And they responded well to that. That's the test of any team. So they're under pressure. They're at the top. They've been in brilliant positions over the last few years and they've come up short. So that might be in the back of their mindset. So that's where the manager and the staff will have to look at them and say, look, lads, keep calm. But when they are playing, again, particularly the last 3 league games, it has looked a bit predictable.
It's all about how teams set up against them, though. As you look at United today, they was in a low block at times, and they find it very difficult. Like Gary says, they're recycling the ball and can't find that killer pass.
But they've scored 2 goals at home. Like, if you score 2 goals at home,
To answer what Michael Richard here said, I think that the way you actually counter this tactically is to actually try to get the ball in the box so many times and push players in the 18. Like, for example, having midfielders like Odegaard and having a midfielder like Declan Rice, who Mikel Arteta prevents him from going to the 18. Like, for me, I would get a lot of the ball to the side, for example, which is a lot of teams do. But I'm going to tell you why Arsenal don't do that. I'm going to tell you why the difference is Arsenal don't do this. If the team is playing that much of a low block, you have 2 options. It's either you shoot from outside, right? It's either you shoot from outside or you actually push players in the 18 and cause havoc by crossing the ball a lot. The problem is because of the control that Arsenal need and because of the recycling that Mikel Arteta demands from his players, you'll see Rice outside the box. You see Odegaard outside the box. You see Hincapié outside the box. You see Trossard still holding the line while Saka has the ball. Trossard is way far. And I'm trying to check the crosses, passes, crosses, accurate crosses. Arsenal yesterday had 4 accurate crosses. 4 accurate crosses. And 16%. So Arsenal crossed the ball, but not enough. The thing about it, imagine if Saka gets the ball and you got Hincapié pushing inside the 18. You got Rice pushing inside the 18. You got Odegaard pushing inside the 18. You got Trossard and the striker. If Arsenal had only 4 players inside the 18, that would cause havoc for Man United. But the reason why Arsenal don't do this is that they are afraid of losing that cross and actually having Man United hit them on the transition. And that's why what's his name? Mikel Arteta actually pushes Rice to stay outside the box, keeps Odegaard outside the box, keeps Hincapié outside the box. It's risk. It's like he doesn't want to take risks. If I'm watching the lineup yesterday, for example, I'm going to give you something about the lineup. Hincapié yesterday had 0 presence inside the 18. How is that? Like, I've seen a lot of teams play football and you see the right back and you see the left back at least have some of presence inside the opposition's 18. I cannot have my fullbacks all the time outside the 18. You watch even though I don't like Kukurea, but Kukurea makes these runs in the 18. You know what I mean? At least you can, because that makes presence inside the 18. You watch from Man City, you watch sometimes Nico O'Reilly being in the 18. You watch Gavardio last season being in the 18. We cannot sit here Timber is the one that made some runs in the 18, actually, Timber. Right? But you watch Declan Rice, for example. Declan Rice didn't have a lot of presence in the 18. And that is, they keep the ball a lot outside. And that is the difference between them and the opposition, to be honest with you. Which is actually crazy, because how are you going to make the numbers up in the 18 ahead of a packed Manchester United team? I hope that people get my point. What I'm saying is that so Man United are playing low block. Instead of you keep recycling the ball outside, why don't you have presence in the 18 and cross? And guess what? When yesterday, I can't remember who crossed the first goal. I think Saka played it to Odegaard and Odegaard put in the 18. When you have presence, people make mistakes. And Lisandro Martinez made a mistake. When you cross the ball in the 18, this is chances. You'll get chances. And I think that is what they don't do. And the problem is if he plays Moreno in the midfield, he plays him instead of Odegaard. Eze wants to play out. Even, I don't know if he's going to play Moreno. I actually have no idea what's the best lineup. It's all about the tactics. It's not about the lineup. We're going to come to the point, Fonzie. Arsenal still have the handbrake on. Players play in that occasion against Leeds. Arsenal must more riskier in the center. Leeds will not sit back against Arsenal. Leeds don't sit back. And I want to see if Arsenal going to play against Leeds, they got to be a little bit more courageous. You got to take risks, which is how many times you're going to have to say that. And I explained to you what risks mean. Risks mean Declan Rice leave his position and run in the 18. Hincapia leave his position and run inside the 18. That is what a risk is. This is what the risk is, by the way. The risk is Declan Rice running inside the 18, Hincapia making a late run to the 18. The risk is what Zubamendi did about 2-3 games ago when he made a deep run inside the 18. That's called risk. The risk Rodri used to, before that, the reason why Rodri was so clutch, because Rodri used to shoot right foot, left foot from outside the 18, not only passing. That's the Rodri that won Ballon d'Or. Shoot, give her a shot from outside the 18, make a late run to the 18. That's what you do. That's a risk is taking. You know what I mean? Kukurea making that, and I know it's not only that. It's not only outside the line. The risk is not only this, it's also the coach is giving Hincapia the license to make that run. You know what I mean? Why my content is cooked? Why do you think my content is cooked? We still have the shows. We're going to analyze. There's Liverpool, there's Chelsea, there's everything. Why don't you talk about your title contenders, Chelsea? You're winning games. You're going to give it back then. You're behind Man United. I can't believe I am about to say this, but how has Calafiori become our most creative player? He's one of the only ones that runs free in the team. And I'm not sure why Mikel Arteta doesn't allow. Hincapia is not a small guy. Why doesn't Hincapia? Why when Saka crossed the ball, why isn't Hincapia in the 18? Why, if you have, I'm going to be very critical here, and I'm going to say something that is crazy, actually. If you have the best two center backs in the world, why do you need the left back to still be a little bit more cautious if the ball is on the right? That happens if teams don't trust their back line. Why do you need Zubamendi? So Saka has the ball on the right. Timber's making overlaps. Odegaard is doing that, whatever shit combination they do on the right. Sometimes they keep passing the ball between themselves. Why is Rice outside the 18? Why is Hincapia outside the 18? Why is still Zubamendi outside the 18? And the two center backs. Why do you need 4 or 5 players outside the 18? Why you don't allow 2, 3? Why don't you have at least 3 to 4 players inside the 18 and then have 3, 4 players outside? Why? Why is it so? Why is he thinking about if we lose the ball, I need to be able to recover? And I know this is the best thing, you know what I mean? But this is like the coaching and oh my God, he's fantastic in coaching and structure and everything. But sometimes in these games like this, you need to do something outside the line.
At home and you're top of the league or you're one of the top teams, you still think two goals at home would be good enough to certainly get you a draw and most times a win. When we were
Now,
United,
also another thing, how do you score 2 goals at home and you freaking concede 3 goals?
we were trying to go for league titles. The second half of the season, the manager used to always say to us, lads, you get 2 goals a game, you'll win the league. Because you're going to be pretty decent at the back.
They
You're
just
going to
can't
dominate
panic though,
possession.
can they? They're the top of the league. We're talking about
Absolutely
like,
don't
they're just
panic.
giving away massively. The 4 points still ahead. Yes, the psychological battle is
United was
very
a dangerous
important.
game from today. It was. I smelt it before the game today. United were always going to cause Arsenal problems.
Everyone talks about the fact that Arsenal needed a number 9 to get over the line this season after 3 seasons finishing runner-up, and it hasn't really played out like that in terms of the numbers that have been produced across the season so far. The top scorers list has Gyökeres on 5. This is just the league. Trossard on 5, but own goals actually is the joint 3rd top scorer. Again, Patrick, is that something that Arsenal don't need to worry about at this stage, or would you expect 2 or 3 to burst from that pack and put the numbers on the board to get Arsenal over the line?
I don't think you need to be worried. Of course, it's a concern because you want your number 9 to score goals to be like 2 figures. And that's not the case. And it is the concern. But you're still in the top of the league. So if you're in the top of the league, that means you're doing something good. So there's a collective game, and I think it's quite interesting to see so many other players with 4 goals, 5 goals. What they need, I think, it's how you can create for your number 9, how you can put your number 9 in a better position to create those chances and to score goals. By doing that is maybe to put more the ball inside the box. Sometimes
It's exactly what I've been saying. They need to cross more. They need to have more presence. That will give Gyökeres space. That will give whoever is number 9, Jesus, spread. That will give space. That will give Jesus space. That will give a lot of people spaces.
I felt that, like Gary mentioned early on, they try to recycle the ball. And if you have this kind of physical presence, you need to put the balls inside the box because you never know. You can maybe score against, like an own goal you scored today. But I think they need to have more people inside the box. You need to put more the balls inside the box, especially when you're in the last 30 yards.
The positive for Arsenal is that people have won the title before without having a 20-goal striker, which a lot of people always think you do need, but it's not the case. The team that won it after Arsenal's last title was Chelsea 0-4-5. Frank Lampard top scored for them with 13. 3 of those were penalties. Gundogan, when City won the title in 2021 with 13. And so the list goes on, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I'm going to stop it here, but I want to say something. I actually don't think that Gyökeres, currently as it stands, Gyökeres has 5 goals in the league. I genuinely don't think that anyone from Arsenal will reach actually 15 goals this season. Right? I don't think so. I still think that Arsenal will win the league. There will be opportunity. There will be corners. There will be maybe someone will get 10 goals. I don't think that anybody will actually reach 15 goals. Look at City and Manchester United. City have had Ilkay Gundogan with 13 goals and they still won the league. You know, Kevin De Bruyne with 15 goals. That is their top scorer and they still won the league. Frank Lampard for Chelsea, 13 goals. So if you want to talk about the late ones, it's Ilkay Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne. They didn't have someone who scored. Right? And I don't think that Arsenal will actually get to that level. I don't think that anybody at Arsenal will score 15 goals in the league only. Genuinely, I don't. I don't see it. Like, I don't see someone coming in and getting 15 goals. You know what I mean? But it's spread between them. There is Havertz to come back, which is, I think he's injured as well. I'm not sure, but it's not an Arsenal hate, Ray. It is not. Never had a goal problem in this list. No, I think you need to have someone that will be able to score goals. Yeah, but Arsenal have a striker, right? But Arsenal have a striker. And the goals are spread between Martin. I'm actually going to ask something, people, from the people in everyone. Do you guys think that Arsenal not having a set 11 every game, like sometimes it's Madueke, sometimes it's Saka, sometimes it's Trossard, sometimes it's Martinelli, do you think that is making things a little bit difficult, that you don't have a set 11 for every game? You know, I think that might be the problem. I actually think that is a problem, actually. No, but I think still in that latter stages of the season, I am not sure if the rotation is needed like every single game, actually. I'm not sure. Like, say 11 is something that you need. That was their best 11. I agree with you. Arsenal, maybe Calafiori is the only one, but you have Nkapia. I believe that. Yeah, but I think that because of they don't have a set 11 every game. That is a problem, actually. Anyway, I'm going to move on from Arsenal. I wanted to speak a little bit about Liam Rosenior, actually, a Manchester City and what is going on. Like, now listen, talk about Liam Rosenior for Chelsea fans as well. I actually still watching Chelsea. I know it's about results. Let's actually get back. Forget this. Let's get to what? This one. Let's get to this one. It's Chelsea, actually. I actually think I'm watching Chelsea and I watched the Crystal Palace game. And when I'm watching the game, I don't think that Chelsea are in control, but anyone that is asking Chelsea to be in control is actually, they are mad. It's all about getting the results now. It's all about stamping your foot. You know what I mean? I thought about stamping your foot now. It's all about the results for Chelsea Football Club and the Chelsea team currently as it stands. It isn't about the performances, because Liam Rosenior is not going to have his impact and the style of play and all the stuff right from the get-go. He will need time. If he is to be successful at Chelsea, he will need time. But the fact that he's getting the results now, especially in the Premier League now, and he's climbing the table, which is impressive, to be honest. They are ahead of Liverpool now by a point. They are 3 points ahead of Fulham, which is Chelsea need Champions League football next season. You know what I mean? Chelsea need football next season, right? And they need the Champions League. And if they get the Champions League next season, I think that will be able to get Liam Rosenior more. You know, they should be able to get him more players and better players. But what I'm noticing that he doesn't trust Garnacho and Gittins. He started Neto and Estevao. Started Neto on the left, and oh my God, Neto. I love Estevao. He's fantastic. But Neto, the headless chicken running from the left. Have some shame, bro. Neto. I kind of like looking at Neto, and I'm so like Neto, headless chicken. He pushed the ball at Lacroix, just put his body between him and the ball, and it was great. But Estevao is number one. That finish that he finished is very hard to finish. It's fantastic. The guy is, I know it's a back pass, but he had a lot of work to do, to be honest with you. And he did it magnificently, actually. And he was good. The positives that I say, and I thought Andre Santos played well for Chelsea. When I was watching the game, I thought Andre Santos played well for Chelsea. I thought he was doing all the dirty work for everyone at Chelsea, to be honest with you. He was doing a lot of the dirty work behind Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. I thought actually Badia Shiel was good on the ball for Chelsea. That was good. You know what I mean? I thought that was good. Reece James was all right. But there is a player that I'm a little bit concerned about. And I was concerned watching the game about him. Big up Mo, missed your match reactions over the weekend. I agree with you, Mo. Regarding your team strikers issue, do you think that it's your striker's fault or your manager's system fault? On the other hand, Inter have 4.8. We are actually in a very good place. Now, Inter actually have 5 points lead, not 4 points lead as it stands, actually, just to let you know. Inter are on 52 points and the next one are on 47 points. And I think we are in a very good place to actually win our league. Guys, can we get to 200 likes live? We are 70 likes away from 200. Hit that like button, people, if you guys are here. I actually think it's mostly the recycling thing, the manager recycling the ball, right? The manager recycling the ball, to be honest with you. But I want to go back to Chelsea and I am a little bit worried about Caicedo. Because when I was watching the game, the Chelsea game, to be honest with you, he committed too many fouls, a little bit rash in the tackles. And I thought that Andre Santos was more composed a little bit. He was, right? Mateta to Nottingham Forest. What? What are you talking about? Is this real? David Ornstein. Is he? Did David Ornstein say something about Mateta or something? What? Oh, Xabi Alonso, Eze. David Ornstein. Cole Palmer is open to leaving Chelsea. This is ridiculous, actually. David Ornstein, where is that? David Ornstein. Nottingham Forest offer Crystal Palace 35 million for Jean-Philippe Mateta. Personal terms between 28 years old is no issue. Why would he leave? Oh, yeah, of course he has to leave Crystal Palace, you know what I mean? Of course he has to, because Crystal Palace is... Bro, Crystal Palace are cooked, to be honest with you. They sold Olise, then they sold Eze, then they sold Guehi. Next is Mateta. That team is cooked. Brennan Johnson. It's not even a bomba like that, but come on. Mateta. Come on. What are we talking about, Mateta? You're too forced. You're going to go to play with Sean Dyche. You're leaving Crystal Palace to go play with Sean Dyche. And Wharton is leaving as well, chills. So yeah, it's actually ridiculous. It's like, Nottingham Forest, who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? But I want to go back to can we get, guys, how we get one like? Like we got one like after I told you to get me to 200 likes. Back to Chelsea. I know that Enzo scored a goal yesterday. I just like Enzo Fernandez. I like this Steve. I actually thought that Joao Pedro played well, actually. You know that Joao Pedro played well? I thought Caicedo played well on the ball. My problem with Caicedo was off the ball. He's a little bit rash. Andre Santos played very well. I thought Cucurella played good as well yesterday. He wasn't bad at all. Cucurella. So Estevao was the man of the match, of course. Liam Rosenior. It's only one thing missing from this team is Cole Palmer. But Cole Palmer, I had this notice before about Chelsea, and I said that Chelsea, if Cole Palmer is in the middle, he needs way more work from the two players that play behind him. So if Estevao on the right, Cole Palmer in the 10, and whoever played on the left is there, you have that feeling that the midfield is a little bit unsettled. Like the midfield is unsettled from Chelsea with Santos and Caicedo. You know, like, is it going to be Enzo and Caicedo? Is it going to be Santos and Enzo Fernandez? I actually don't know. But where would Cole Palmer fit in this team? Is he going to fit on the right? Is he going to fit in the center? Because the midfield look balanced more with three midfielders like Santos, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. I didn't think that Enzo Fernandez was fantastic, but I didn't think it was bad. I think it was just okay. It was okay. Is Cole Palmer going to be able to actually... It requires an elite manager to make sure that it works, that the people behind Cole Palmer do the work, and the right positioning is a must. Because if you're going to have a number 10 like Cole Palmer, if you're going to have a number 10 like Wirtz, which is, by the way, it's what Liverpool couldn't do in the beginning of the season. Arne Slot failed to find the right midfield behind Florian Wirtz. Because when you have a number 10 like Wirtz, when you have a number 10 like Cole Palmer, like an Ozil back in the days, someone that is 90% an offensive player, someone that doesn't contribute as much defensively, you need the two people behind him. And I don't mean by tackles and interception. I mean by positioning, closing spaces, being in the right spaces, getting involved in the defensive phase of the game, and being involved for real, not just that weak ass pressing, which is some people are. Some people are so talented to the point that they're not like defensive players. Like, if Palmer is there, if Wirtz is there for Liverpool, this is on the manager to actually find the right combination behind him, to actually close the spaces that will be left. Because, listen, when I play football and we have this guy, like in our team, sometimes in our team, he is a fantastic left-footed footballer, Colombian that played in Colombia, first division, and he's phenomenal, amazing. You know what I mean? Ridiculous on the ball. One of the guys that when you play with him and you give him the ball, you're watching and being entertained. The problem is sometimes when I make the decision, I coach the team sometimes, they tell me to put the guy in the middle, in the midfield three, and I say, if I don't have the two guys behind him that will be able to do the work for him off the ball, we cooked. We're going to look good on the ball. We're going to give him the ball and we're going to make things happen, and he's going to do everything on the ball. He can drive, he can create, he can shoot, he can do everything, right? The problem is when we lose the ball, is he going to be able to work hard? And most of the time, when we play teams that are better than us, I never play him in the midfield three. I play him as either out wide or I play him as a false nine, because I can't afford to have a midfielder that doesn't work off the ball as much as the rest of the team, because I need everyone. And that is, I know that people say about Verts run a lot. Running a lot is not what I'm talking about here. It is closing spaces. It's being in the right defensive positions. Is that if you are the number 10 and the DM of the opposition makes a run forward, you need to actually go back and actually make a midfield three, defend in one line, stop the opposition's midfielder from having spaces. That's what you need to do. You know what I mean? Unless you are a team that will be able to control the ball 80% of the time, and you won't allow, and you can be able to dispossess the opposition once they have the ball. Like, that's what Pep Guardiola did at Barcelona. That's what Pep Guardiola did at Manchester City. That's why they can afford to have a Gundogan and a De Bruyne on the pitch along with a Rodri, who is not great defensively, and he's a one man. Is that when Man City lost the ball, they were able to retrieve it right away. They were able to dispossess the opposition. The opposition were not able to bypass their press. But if you aren't going to have that at your disposal, that's when you need the other type of work. You know what I mean? The other type of midfielder that will be able to do things defensively. And that's why I call Palmer. You know what I mean? That's what I call Palmer. That's what Cole Palmer is. That's why the midfield look a little bit more off the ball, balanced more that without Cole Palmer. That's why Liverpool can't afford to play three midfielders. One of them is. That's why people call Arne Slot a coward. You know what I mean? That's why people call Arne Slot a coward, because as of now, he can't find a midfield three that will be able to complement. You know what I mean? That will be able to complement Verts. That's the problem. And by the way, guys, if you haven't checked okjersey.com, make sure to check them. Again, winter, that 15% that is here is not going to run forever. So if you haven't checked them, check them out. If you haven't checked these guys, you can get stuff like this. So yeah, go ahead, check them out. Use the code MHF15. It will help me and Hussam as well. It supports me and Hussam as well together. MHF15 is this is the code to use actually. So go and check them out actually. And you can't, in the modern day, you cannot have too many players that actually don't work off the ball. You can't. But I don't know where Chelsea actually still. But I want to ask something. In 2 weeks, in a week and a half, do you guys think, or a week, 1 week, do you think that Chelsea can come back against Arsenal at the Emirates? This is me and my code, Hussam. What a fraud. What a fraud. Using the code MHF15 is actually, it's both our codes. It's going to give you 15%. Do you think, I don't know, like Chelsea can actually get something out of the game? It might be. It might be. A lot of people think it's doable, as Wally here is saying. A lot of people say it's doable. If Chelsea score the first goal, Arsenal are on the back foot. Arsenal on the back foot. So, yeah, probably it is doable. No one said otherwise. Without a shadow of a doubt, it is doable. I'm not going to say it's not. You can actually try to do it. Yeah. Mo, I was asked by an Arsenal fan after the first leg at Stamford Bridge, when was the last time Arsenal lost at the Emirates? I asked the same question. I haven't seen the Arsenal fan since. I've seen this, yeah. I don't think that Chelsea are going to come back. I think that Arsenal are going to be able to go through. I don't think that Chelsea. I would be very surprised if Chelsea at the Emirates turn it around. And I'm going to tell you something. If they turn it around, it's a massive dent at the Arsenal season completely. Right? Completely, by the way. Like, it will be a little bit of. It will be a nail, by the way. It will be a nail. It's not impossible. It's not like 0%. You still have 20% of them, 30% if I'm not. But 70% Arsenal are favorites to win that game, to be honest with you. Right? And especially because Chelsea have momentum under Rosenior for some whatever reason. And actually, Rosenior played that counter-attacking football that worked. He played a counter-attacking football that worked, actually. It works. Anyway, I'm going to go take care of my wife a little bit. I'm going to see you guys back here at 8. I'm going to schedule my show. I'm going to see you guys back here at 8. We got Ram. We'll talk Liverpool. We'll talk Man City. We got Kyle. We got Paz. We got Ahmad. We got to go panel for you. I'm trying to get a Chelsea fan at 8. We'll see how it goes. We'll talk Man City. We'll talk everything. I want to, guys, we need the 50 likes from the, to get to 200. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, people. Can we get to 200 likes before we leave? There is 50 likes left before we actually leave. 50 likes. Hit that like button. Can we get to 50 likes? United are back. We'll see. It's going to be good for the content if United are back. Can we get the 50 likes before we go? I want to see you guys on the after the football terrace at 8. And we're out of here, people. Thank you so much.